Welcome, age of vintage society. Accidents do not always drown you to death. They can sometimes make you a star too. This statement is officially proved by looking at Michelle Phillips's life, which became an overnight sensation with remarkable success. This star's life was no less than a roller coaster ride, as she faced everything from the darkest rumours to bright days on her own, and in the end she fulfilled all of her goals except for peace, but still managed to reach the top of the list. The darkest secrets behind Michelle Phillips's stardom. Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. Michelle Phillips. The name is a history within itself, as she is an iconic figure in Hollywood, having a lasting impression on the industry with her decades-long career as an actress, singer and songwriter. But how did she manage to make a name that remains until now? Well, it all started when she performed the role in her most iconic film, Valley of the Dolls, which has helped to shape the movie industry and inspire generations of aspiring actors. But despite her acting being acclaimed for its realism and naturalistic approach, she has also proved herself a good singer by releasing music in unique styles and chords. From being a versatile actress to a pop artist, she has been widely praised for her emotional depth and complexity, and is often credited for helping to break down barriers for women in the entertainment industry. Phillips's influence and impact on the music and film industry are still felt today. Well, it may feel like a dream life to many, but did you know it was not an overnight success for Michelle, as she faced many obstacles to achieve such a legendary position in the Hollywood industry? So if you're still thinking about how she solidified her steps in Hollywood and her path to stardom, let us reveal the darkest secrets behind Michelle's stardom. So, coming to the success journey of Michelle Phillips, it's not always simple to get what you want, since you sometimes have to put up with a lot to get there. Well, it all started in 1969, when she was going through the most trying moment of her life and made an appearance in the science fiction film Saturation 70. But unluckily the movie was never completed. However, Michelle never gave up and decided to study acting in Los Angeles, where she decided to make herself a celebrity. She started her journey from nothing to everything. This motivation led her to perform her debut role in The Last Movie, starring Dennis Hopper, where she played a supporting part in the movie. However, 2 years later, in 1973, she was chosen to play John Dillinger's girlfriend in the suspense thriller Dillinger, and guess what? This time she didn't mess things up and had an excellent performance in the film. As a result of her astonishing work, she was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Most Talented Newcomer. Meanwhile, that same year, she collaborated with Darlene Love to compose cheerleader-themed background music for the Cheech and Chong hit Basketball Jones. This peaked at number 15 on the Billboard. Well, still it wasn't enough for Phillips, and that's why the hip-hop artist established herself as an actress in 1974, where she starred alongside Martin Sheen in a party scene in the action-horror movie The California Kid. She also stunned audiences by creating a solo album with A&M Records and putting out the promotional track Aloha Louie. After some time, Michelle released her debut single, No Love Today, which was used on the soundtrack for the Mother, Jugs and Speed movie. Moreover, together with her former stepdaughter, Mackenzie Phillips, she sang backing vocals for her ex-husband's album at the same time. As her first two solo songs failed to succeed in the United States, she tried her luck in acting once again by playing Rudolph Valentino in the movie Valentino. Even though she received many unfavourable reviews for this film, she grew in popularity, since Michelle's name appeared in every headline due to those unfavourable evaluations. She is now much more well known than before. In addition, she received recognition for her performance in the 1980 comedy The Man with Bogart's Face. We bet this video will end, but her acting career will not end here. She also appeared in 3 segments of Fantasy Island as the mermaid princess Naya. Along with this, she starred with Judy Parfitt and Jose Ferrer in the 1985 television horror movie The Covenant. She never got tired of her career as she continued to serve as an actor and appeared in movies, including a supporting part in Let It Ride, a 1989 film with a gambling theme, and the 1991 thriller movie Scissor. Additionally, she appeared as a guest star in the TV series The Magnificent. She attended the annual TV Land Award ceremony to commemorate Knots Landing 30th anniversary. The list is still too long to cover. However, we are still confused about how Michelle Phillips managed to cover this much popularity. We realise it seems exciting that Michelle has always been a Hollywood superstar. Still, what wins our hearts is that she was never an ignored child with dreams in her mind, as her childhood was packed with supportive friends and family. Sometimes looking at Phillips's life is as heart-wrenching as watching your ship drowning in front of you, but it makes us satisfied when we think about her childhood and upbringing as she grew up in a town in California, surrounded by natural beauty and a strong sense of community. She was the daughter of an Italian-American father and a Scottish-American mother. She was raised in a loving and supportive family environment. At a young age, she learned to play the piano and guitar and became an accomplished singer-songwriter. She also developed a passion for visual art and painted many beautiful pieces. And it was not all for her, as she also had a strong interest in the outdoors, loved exploring the California countryside, and was an avid hiker. She was also a member of the Girl Scouts and enjoyed camping trips with the troop. Growing up, Michelle was a voracious reader, fascinated by history, philosophy, and literature. She was also a great student and was accepted into the University of California, Santa Barbara, where she earned a degree in history. Throughout her childhood, she was the one who loved to try challenges and new things in life, as she was also a member of the Catholic Church and was involved in her local parish. Phillips's childhood was spent in a loving and supportive family environment. She was a bright and creative child. At 16, Michelle joined a local band, the New Journeymen, and began performing publicly as a singer and guitarist. The band soon gained a following, and after a few years they were signed to a record label. Michelle began to tour with the band, travelling worldwide and performing in nightclubs, theatres and concert venues. The family's support means a lot when it comes to success. Michelle's parents were supportive of her musical career, and they encouraged her to pursue her passion. She also studied acting, which opened up many opportunities for her in film and television. Michelle's upbringing has definitely shaped her career. She has never lost sight of the importance of education. She has used her knowledge of music and theatre to create her unique style. She is an inspiration to many. She has shown that hard work and determination can pay off by signing up as a member of the most popular iconic folk rock group, the Mamas and the Papas. She rose to fame by performing along with her husband John Phillips and other band members, Denny Doherty and Cass Elliot, which helped shape the sound of the 1960s with a unique blend of folk, rock and pop, and helped their band gain more views and fans. The Mamas and the Papas formed in 1965 and released their first single, California Dreamin', in 1966. The song became an instant hit, reaching number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and earning the Grammy Award, after which they followed up with a string of hits, including Monday and I Saw Her Again Last Night. However, the band's success was short-lived as they disbanded in 1968 due to personal and creative differences. Despite the band's brief tenure, Phillips made a lasting impact on the music industry. Her vocal style, often described as smoky and sultry, helped define the band's sound and influenced a generation of female singers. Her songwriting skills were also impressive, with several songs becoming hits for other artists, such as Barbra Streisand and Cher. Phillips also had a successful solo career, releasing several solo albums and performing in numerous Broadway productions. She also continued to work in the music industry, producing albums for other artists and appearing as a guest vocalist on various albums. The Mamas and the Papas may have ended in 1968, however, their influence on popular music is still alive today. No one can deny that Phillips's unique vocal style and songwriting skills helped define the band's sound and continue to inspire generations of musicians. And as a founding member of the iconic folk rock group the Mamas and the Papas, Michelle Phillips was one of the most influential and beloved figures in the music industry during the mid-1960s. Her style, beauty, and infectious personality made her an era icon, and her lifestyle was just as captivating as you can imagine. While in the band, Michelle Phillips was known for her jet-setting lifestyle and love of the finer things in life. She lived in a luxurious house in Malibu, California. She was often seen driving around in her classic series of cars, including Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Mercedes. Not only the cars and the mansion, but she was also known for her glamorous wardrobe, which included high-fashion designer dresses, eye-catching jewellery, and the latest trend footwear of the time. There was no brand in the world at that time that Phillips hadn't tried, as she was also a trendsetter when it came to food and drink. She was known for her love of fine wines, gourmet cuisine, and exotic dishes. From eating sushi to trying out new Italians, her taste for food never dies. Well, she was not only busy trying out new things, but Phillips was also known for her philanthropic work. She was involved in several charities and causes, including cancer research and animal welfare. She was also a vocal advocate for women's rights, and her influence helped shape the feminist movement of the 1960s. Michelle was an icon of style, beauty, and class, and her lifestyle in the band was truly one of a kind. She was a fashion master, philanthropist, and a true innovator in the music industry. Well, there is no place where Phillips hasn't made her name stand out, whether it was her acting career or fashion skills. But when it comes to her relationships, she didn't break her record, as she was not also less known for her tumultuous relationships and affairs. Michelle has had many high-profile relationships throughout her life that have been the subject of much scrutiny. The first was her marriage to John Phillips, the head of the Mamas and the Papas. The couple married in 1962 and had one daughter, Shina, before divorcing in 1967. Their marriage was famously tumultuous and marked by infidelity on both sides. After their divorce, Michelle had a brief affair with actor Jack Nicholson before beginning a long-term relationship with actor Dennis Hopper. Michelle and Dennis were together for 6 years and they had a daughter, Angel. However, their relationship was also fraught with turmoil, and they eventually split in 1978. After their split, Michelle didn't stop there and had a brief affair with Robert Plant. The marriage only lasted a few years and the couple divorced in 1982. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Michelle had several short-term relationships, including an affair with actor Warren Beatty. In the 2000s, she was in a long-term relationship with businessman Peter Asher, but the couple eventually split in 2011. So throughout her life, there was not a single man of that time whose name was not mentioned with Phillips when it came to romantic affairs. And despite the difficulties in finding true love, she has forged a successful career and is still active in the entertainment industry today. Well, from all these high-profile relations, there was one affair that everyone thought of as the true lovebirds forever, as it was high in the air. Yes, we are talking about Michelle Phillips and Dennis Hopper's relationship, one of Hollywood's most tumultuous and volatile affairs. The couple met on the set of the 1969 film Easy Rider and quickly began a passionate affair. Their relationship was doomed from the start, as Dennis had a history of drug abuse and Michelle was still married. Despite the odds, they married in 1970 and had a daughter, but their marriage was short-lived. The couple's marriage was opposite from what they'd imagined, as Dennis's drug addiction and Michelle's infidelity led to violent outbursts and arguments. Despite their compromising relationship, the two managed to stay together for 2 years. In 1972, Michelle finally filed for divorce, citing their irreconcilable differences. The divorce was finalized in 1973 and the couple went their separate ways. While Dennis had a short-lived marriage to actress Michelle Phillips, he also had a long-term relationship with actress Catherine Lanassa, whom he married in 1996. On the other hand, Michelle became part of the Hollywood industry and continued to have a successful career in the music industry. Talking about Phillips's legacy is like an endless tale because there isn't a single industry area where she hasn't tried her luck and found success. But did all this success prove to be constructive or destructive to her? According to Phillips, it wasn't destructive at all, rather it added an extra spark to my life. Releasing songs like I Saw Again were about my personal life, and it was like fuel for the fire. Moreover, when asked in an interview, would you love it if someone wrote a book on you, she laughed and said, "Publishing is one of my favourite words. But wait, what about the title?" Well, it wasn't covered in the interviews, but what do you think should be the name of the book on Phillips's life? Share your thoughts in the comments. There is often a secret behind the Hollywood public persona. Why was Ricky Nelson a passive-aggressive rebel? Let's find out from this video.